6 people have been killed in 3 separate shooting incidents in Kraaifontein in the Western Cape. Newzroom Afrika's Mnisi is tracking that story. He joins us live this morning. Linda, one wonders, about the seemingly increasing amount of gang violence, shootings, murders that seem to be connected to gangs and drugs. Whether these things are increasing because police and intelligence operations are also increasing.
Yeah, absolutely, Michelle. And this is in a province where in the fourth quarter, that's between January and March of 2025, the province recorded a drop in the murder rate. And one wonders whether or not this regular shooting that we're seeing is a sign of an increase in gang-related violence that has terrorized communities for quite some time now. But also you'd remember, Michelle, that the issue of gangs here in the Western Cape is not a new one. So what is really at the heart of this? You look at the incident that the police have just reported on right now, and you see it happens right at the time when the top brass in the SAPS are really trying to find ways and solutions to resolve the issue of gang violence in the province. Just hours before it happened, the minister was telling us about how they need to capacitate, the plans to break the back of these syndicates that he says have evolved over the years. He says the gangs that are operating today are not the same ones that were operating when he, for example, was growing up, and therefore a more sophisticated approach is needed to clamp down on what is seemingly a surge in gang violence. What is also interesting, Michelle, is that when you look at the profile of the 6 people that have been killed here in Kraaifontein, you see that these are young people. The ages that we're getting are between 19 and 25 years old. But I'm just reminded of the community engagement that happened yesterday in Mitchell's Plain. And one gentleman standing up to add that it's not just men that are involved, because the profile can go from, the youngest person around 12 years old right up until, their 90s. So they range from young to the old. But most importantly, Michelle, women are not excluded from these alleged gang members. This gentleman standing up telling the minister yesterday that it does not mean that when they speak about gangs, they're only talking about men. Women, they say, are also involved. You look at the people that have been shot in this particular incident in Kraaifontein. About 4 of the 6 are women, some of them found with gunshot wounds to their heads. And of course, investigations will continue. Investigations will indicate whether or not these are gun-related. But at the moment, the suspicion is that they are indeed gun-related, and that these incidents could be interlinked because, in the first incident that happened at around 11:30 last night, they happened just 10 minutes apart, really, and police, are investigating that. Interesting that one of the police vans that passed here not so long ago, the police stopped and said to us, well, welcome to the slaughterhouse, which gives you an indication of perhaps what is going on here on the ground. Ordinarily, Michelle, you'd know we'd be reporting live from the scene, giving you visuals and, interviews of what the neighbors and the eyewitnesses are saying. But this is a completely different terrain. Here, you're told to make sure that you are safe while trying to, of course, convey the message of what is happening on the ground. We are advised by the police to ensure that we do our live reportings from the police station. But although we know that, the shootings in these townships are not restricted to just where civilians are found or in residential areas, they happen anyway, even at the doorstep of the justice system in our courts, and that's why you see leaders like the Deputy Minister of Justice engaging communities here in the Western Cape, because they're trying to see, Michelle, how can they best, try to keep communities safe. When people are shot right at the doorstep of the court, what message does it send to those who are seeking justice, those who want to be safe in their own homes? Does it not discourage them from going to the very same places where they should be safe? We know that, being at the police station does not guarantee you safety. So what exactly is the plan? On Monday, we were in fact engaging the Police Minister, Feroz Kachale, about what exactly is the plan. Could it be that the army could be sent down? And he says he's engaged a number of experts, and they're telling him that that is not the solution at the moment. So what is the solution? We know that the minister has previously spoken out against the heavy-handedness of the police. So what is the strategy in a situation like this, where certain areas are no-go areas, even for reporters? What is the solution? Could it be that they will be coming up with perhaps a lesser stringent measure that will still be effective and cut down on the gang violence? Or are they going to be heavy-handed? These are people that they say are armed, they're well-resourced, because he says it is, of course, something that is well-funded, it is a syndicate. But I want us to quickly take a listen to what he had to say, because he was against the issue of being heavy-handed. The heavy-handedness of the police is something that he was against. But now, is he still singing from the same hymn book? Well, take a listen.
I've made it very clear, when criminals confront the police, armed criminals confront the police, they must take the consequences. It's as simple as that.
Well, certainly, Linda, one can just imagine the kind of fear that is dogging the community of Kraaifontein there and many others on the Cape Flats as well. These are not gangs from decades ago, as the Minister has already told us as well. These are transnational organised crime syndicates. Linda Mnisi, live to us there in Cape Town.